So it's both ways. So if you think the music that is being put out there is not sane enough, it is also passing a message that the continent, the country, Nigeria to be specific, is not also sane enough.
No. It's a tough one when we go towards this direction, because I believe to that which what they call this Spider-Man would say, to that which great is giving great power, great responsibilities, and all of that is expected. So when we talk about, there's this thing I listened about. There's a man they call Dr. Umar Johnson, and this year they celebrated 50 years of hip hop.
Okay.
And when they celebrated 50 years of hip hop, Dr. Umar Johnson said, he talked about the FBI coming around, distorting
especially the black musicians.
Yes, and he thinks like there's an agenda in pushing out hip hop. And hip hop became something of 50 years. Now he asked the question, he said, since hip hop has been 50 years now, what is the thing that hip hop has actually benefited the blacks in doing? Apart from you,
that's a very cautious question.
Yeah, apart from you wearing, showing people chain, shoes, it's like, okay, what have we done with this hip hop? Hip hop is almost worldwide. Yeah. Just same thing, similar like the way our own Afrobeat now is going. Yeah. Have we used this hip hop to open maybe 5, 10, 15 schools? Yeah. Have we used this hip hop to create homes for people rather than us just going out and sharing money and all of that? When you look at Wizkid today, Wizkid will just go around, it will be, and sorry, I love Wizkid. I love any musician I'm talking about, but when I see certain type of their lifestyle, I have to talk about what I see. And what I see, I probably might not have more information because I'm not in their circle, but according to what I see, I'm actually going to talk about it. And what I see Wizkid do, most times when he's in the car is, they wind down a little bit. There are many of it on Instagram, where he begins to share money to people, and people are keep shouting, hey, twale, twale, twale. And now you just see him put his bow in his mouth and he moves around. Yeah. Now I'm asking, if Afrobeat becomes 50, Afrobeat is more than 20 years, but if Afrobeat becomes 50 years, with the lifestyle we are having right now, and we are not becoming responsible simply because you don't want to talk about politicians, you are afraid of this thing. During the time of Baba Fela, people were not actually supporting Baba Fela. They love his music, they listen to him, but they don't really support Baba Fela. Soldiers will catch Baba Fela for airports. They flog him, they flog all the old people who follow and go. When he abused the military, where he sings zombie. So now, you can't do that today because number one, even when they go meet Baba, when they beat Baba for house, there was no video. When he was making a claim, an allegation of Obasanjo and what did they call his name? Obasanjo and one person, like one other political person, I think maybe Yaradua, and they came to him and all of that, they beat him, and he did not have evidence to prove. Now, if person want to attack you, you get phone where you go take video. Put them for Instagram, put them for live, say this is what the police want to. And now we have a lot of lawyers, we have a lot of ways we can defend ourselves, and we can be mindful of our speech, but at the same time, we can still pass the message across. So if we're giving excuses and we say that our Nigerian musicians can put music in any direction they want, which they actually do have the liberty. But I'm like, what is the benefit for we that we are having the culture? Because right now we would say, for music, Nigerian are number one, Afrobeat are number one worldwide. But individually or collectively, what have we benefit from the Afrobeat? Apart from the video sharing money for Instagram, we're supposed to go hospital, we're supposed to go build water, borehole. Imagine Davido as a person. Let's use him as an example. If Davido decide that 60 schools, I want open borehole for these 60 schools, he can afford it. So if you build borehole for them and good water system, and primary schools, these children can have good water for themselves, and he label those in borehole something as Afrobeat Davido did this particular thing. 50 years from now, students will see they come school now, we no one perish now, and they would know that this thing is done by one of our Afrobeat singers. So I think that when we remove them and we are not holding them responsible, and we are not talking about the things that they can possibly do. If I get money, get what I will do. But at the same time, if I'm famous, we need to start pointing that direction. Like, if I say now just they get famous, but waiting their house where we fit take show. If you are criticizing our politicians for them being greedy, Now when we don't use music, they get fame. We don't make money. Are we not as greedy as our politicians now? Do we care about our people? And so that is why I said the music of Fela actually cares about his people.
Yes.
But now people don't really care. The only person I think he cares about his music and looking at people sometimes is someone like what do you call it, Burna Boy. Burna Boy still touch certain political things, touch certain things. So I think that is where my own Koba.
Yeah, so you are spot on. But I just feel say I think it's not as if you ask a quite number of them, they have this thing that's saying in mind. It's also,
you think they do?
Yes, because I'll give you. I think there was a time, is it Rude Boy or Mr. P that came on live to say most times people, okay, they were praising. There was a time they were praising either Sadio Mane or who again. There was one of these African footballer that was developing this Senegal. So people were praising and were saying, imagine our own celebrity, they know they do like that. And he came out to say, do you think we don't want to do like that? But like Sadio Mane, if you go and check, that is project. Government are also supporting. Government will keep that project running, you know. But in our own situation, somebody just want to collect your money and tell you, don't worry, I will do it, but you will not see it. And if you tell him that I want to do it, say no, don't do it. Give us the money, let us do it. And outside him speaking, because you know, there was a time I was saying, because the honest truth about leadership in Nigeria is that we have embodied our political leaders so much that they now look like a demigod. Why our other leaders in other sphere, our political leaders, our social leader, entertainment leader, sport leaders, you know, other leaders in every sphere is just hiding under the inability of our political leaders, forgetting that we are all leaders. What is the definition of is it government? They say that it's a leader of the people by the people. How do they even put it? So we've forgotten this definition defines everybody to be particular in leadership. So why am I bringing this narrative to say, for me, I think if they really want to, because for person to even give person money for street, it shows say he care. Whether na showbiz or no be showbiz. Because okay, I think there was a time too during that COVID that some people were calling out some superstars that why are they sharing money and they're sharing it on social media. If there's still no swan, now some of us go still condemn them, say they know they do. But outside that giving at the surface level, like you said, how do we show our benefit from the popularity of Afrobeat? Is to be, you know, to actually, for them, as I mean the big gun in Afrobeat now, they can come together. They say, okay, fine, we want to do a project, but understanding the political terrain in our country, if we just give this money to say, okay, government, sorry, government, the money don't go, but they can come with their lawyers to say, make everybody approach the local government when you want to do something. You understand? Go through the right and legal way that you want to do something. And any governor or chairman or any of the political parastatals that is not political hierarchies, that is not giving consent to that goodness you want to do to the community. But we don't, the world is globalized these days. I don't think say by the time you put out 2-3 videos of say they go couple. So just coming together to do it, then so that we will begin to remove some burden out of our from some burden off the shoulders of our leaders. Because at the time there was, sorry, I'm going to deviate a bit. I was saying, let's use Ogun State as an example. You can see companies are springing up everywhere, but most companies still they wait for government can't do the road or the company for them. And I've also tried to, you know, ask questions, and some of the questions you will hear is, don't be say the company don't want to do the road, but if they say they want to do the road, somebody will come say before company go do road, may they first pay them. You can see the backwardness in our mentality.
Yeah. So, yeah, you see when you said most of these people, sorry, we are just pushing back a little bit on this aspect of the responsibilities of what we like our Afrobeat stars to at least portray for their own culture and their tradition, specifically in Nigeria. Let's look at the life of Fela, for example. Baba Fela, you said something earlier when you said he wasn't doing things just because of the music, just because of the people, or just because of the fame, or just because of money.
Yeah.
He was doing it just because of the people, the love he has for the people. And this is it. Everything, he was actually paying a price for it, and he sacrificed a lot. Imagine that Afrobeat, people like Baba Fela and what do you call their name? Sonny Ade and the rest of them, Oliver Coke.
Yeah.
These people did not even participate, and they are like, oh, music is kind of stressful, let's not do it, or let's just do it in our own way, let's just be doing one-on-one performance and all of that. Where do you think our Burna Boy and Whiskey today, where do you think their life will be? Probably Burna Boy might be one of my housemates. Probably Whiskey might be one of my workers. You understand? But because these people have paved the way and they made a sacrifice, sacrifice is not always easy. Now, even the picking of Baba Fela no enjoy reach waiting some of our musicians to enjoy because of the sacrifice of their father.
Yes, but likewise also, we not go say because person wants sacrifice. Sacrifice does not have to really be. For me, I used to have this thinking. Say if one person don't break through from doing one thing, now we don't get experience. The next person don't necessarily need to go through the suffering where that first person get before he go get breakthrough. He can get a quick breakthrough from the experience of that first person guiding him. You understand? So now the word is more let me use the word legal or globatized, because I mean so many things were done in the days of Baba Fela where we say all those killings, soldiers do you anyhow, police arrest you, where we say evidence no day like you said. So now we don't need to go through that route, but we need to, if that is why I said if our musical let me use the word leaders are really with their influence and wealth really want to do something that everybody can look to say, thank God, when our own genre of music hits the world market, see what in everybody they get. You can come with the leaders of the country and say, Baba, this is the agenda we want to push. So that you go be say, now music they bring this so income where they better the life of everybody. If we are in a very, let's say, superb country where accountability they very key, I tell you that our musicians cannot bankroll some of our budget where we come out from country go borrow millions upon millions.
Me.
You say?
Me. Because our musicians have proved that they are similar to our politicians, and they are showing the aspect of greed. Yeah. And when I say greed is this, politician ain't go share money when he want enter that position. Yeah. Now so our musician go share money when they want release another album.